Hello, I'm Jane Dutton with a wrap of the week's news.
This is Eyewitness News.
2 horrific crashes in the country. In KZN, 6 children and an adult died after a light vehicle reportedly ploughed into a truck near Mandeni on the north coast this morning. And in the Western Cape, traffic leaving Cape Town's CBD on the FW de Klerk Boulevard has been backed up due to a truck accident at Lower Church Street. The truck lost its load after it ploughed into the Lower Church Bridge near Woodstock. The incident has also affected traffic along the R27. The Umkhonto weSizwe Party has officially established its internal constitution, which sets out its code of conduct among other key factors.
We will meet, not conferences of elections, in what is called consultative conference, where we'll be consulting about our work and looking at whatever we've done, are we doing well, what are the shortcomings, etc., and then take decisions. What then is the next? So consultative, yes. As we always meet, we'll also love that our provinces come where we are all together to discuss where the organization is, what next we need to do to better our activities, etc., etc., etc.
The policy development process is grounded on the people's mandate and the adopted constitution of Umkhonto weSizwe. The key emphasis is that our policies are aimed at total liberation and freedom for our people. The policies of Umkhonto weSizwe seek to realize the broadest and total liberation of our people from political, economic, social, spatial, cultural, and knowledge or ideological apartheid and all other forms of oppression and exclusion. The National High Command also deployed the national officials.
A Limpopo police officer linked to 6 insurance-related killings will spend the weekend behind bars after her case was postponed by the Polokwane Magistrates Court today. 43-year-old Sergeant Rachel Kutumelo made her first court appearance following her arrest yesterday. She's accused of being involved in the killing of 6 people for insurance payouts worth 10 million rand. The killings allegedly began in 2019 when the insured persons would be found dead and their bodies dumped in different areas. In one incident, a woman was burnt in her shack, and in another, a disabled man was found drowned in a dam.
She's facing several charges ranging from murder, fraud, and defeating the ends of justice.
A memorial service for the 5 children poisoned after allegedly consuming snacks from a Spaza shop in Naledi, Soweto, is underway. The victims died on Sunday. The tragedy is not the first of its kind in the area. An Ethiopian national known as Daniel was running the Spaza shop on Tshwane Street in Naledi, where packets of chips known locally as Brown Dash were being sold. These chips are of significance in the deaths of the children aged between 6 and 9, after one of them was found in possession of the chips.
He came and said, my friends are weak. Then we asked Njabulo, did you eat the chips also? I said, no, I didn't. It's just my friends. Later, he changed. Avoid me, sweating.
And on Thursday, more than 70 matriculants in Gauteng's West Rand were being treated in hospital for suspected food poisoning. The Provincial Health Department says the learners from 3 different schools were at a camp hosted at the Fochville Secondary School when they began exhibiting symptoms including stomach cramps and diarrhea.
It is concerning in terms of the rise in this type of incident. I mean, this incident follows hot on the heels of the tragic Naledi incident where 5 children tragically lost their lives.
Minister in the presidency, Kumbutso Tshwane, says South Africans must be the ones who take the decision to not buy from Spaza shops.
We must take a decision as a society that we're not buying at the Spaza shops. We are not buying at the Spaza shops where we are not sure where they are buying their products from. We are not buying at the Spaza shops where the Spaza shops are not registered in their municipalities.
The Water and Sanitation Department is warning communities living along the Vaal and Harts rivers to be cautious of cholera bacteria in the water. This follows routine raw water sampling last month, indicating the presence of cholera along the Schweizer, Rienecker and Christiana, Berkeley West Caravan Park sites, among others. The department has instructed municipalities to caution residents to boil their water for drinking purposes as an extra safety precaution.
Dr. Hazel Nasipi Moya from Action SA, 122 votes.
Just a few days into her new job, and Tshwane's new mayor is under pressure to stabilise the metro, one that's had 4 mayors in just 3 years. Action SA's Nasipi Moya was voted in on Wednesday. She beat her predecessor and DA councillor Celias Brink by 36 votes.
It is not lost on me the anxiety and the political stability that has plagued the city. My vow is to end that cycle of uncertainty and bring stability to the city we all call home.
But Douglas Gibson, former DA chief whip, believes she won't be able to do her job.
She's going to do what the ANC and the EFF tell her to do. She's not going to be the boss.
The Judicial Service Commission has settled on 3 seasoned judges to take up seats in the Supreme Court. Judge Piet Koen, the Western Cape's Judge Elizabeth Bartman, and the Gauteng Division's Judge Philip Koppen were announced as the successful candidates and will be recommended to the President.
The Judicial Service Commission wrapped up its first week of marathon interviews to fill vacant posts in several of the country's courts. This week's focus was on the Supreme Court, the Land and Labour Courts, and the Eastern Cape, KZN and Gauteng divisions of the High Court. The sitting started on Monday after a failed court bid by the MK party to halt the process after its candidate, impeached Judge John Hlophe, was barred from attending. On Monday, the party then announced that Hlophe would be withdrawing from the commission.
The position indeed is still that we are properly constituted. Nothing has changed, and we will carry on with the scheduled interviews for the week.
While the Commission has made recommendations for majority of the post, no recommendations were made for the Eastern Cape. Interviews resume on Monday to fill vacancies in the Western Cape. Khomotso Modise, Eyewitness News.
A massive cleanup operation is underway in Florida, and people evacuated from their homes are hoping to return. That's after Hurricane Milton hit the state. That's it from all of us here at EWN. Have a good weekend.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.